Have you heard of the term power of sale or foreclosure? That is exactly what we are going to discuss in this video, so stay tuned. Hello, this is Sonia, your local realtor with Remax Realty Specialist. Welcome to my channel where we love talking about real estate and all things in and about Greater Toronto area. Purchasing and maintaining a property is a big responsibility. As a homeowner, you are accountable for making monthly mortgage payments and also need to juggle other expenses such as home insurance, property taxes, and all other household costs. In the event that you are unable to meet these responsibilities, your lender has the authority to seize the property and resell it through what is called a power of sale. So what exactly is power of sale? A power of sale is a clause that permits lenders to sell a borrower's property if they default on their mortgage payments. The process begins when the lender sees consistent missed payments from the homeowner over a period of time, prompting them to contact the homeowner to find out what's going on. Failure to make monthly payments, pay property taxes, and upkeep home maintenance are all factors that your lender can point out. So what is the difference between power of sale and foreclosure? A foreclosure is similar to a power of sale in that if you fall behind on your mortgage payments, you risk losing your home. The lender becomes the immediate homeowner in a foreclosure, where the lender is compelled to sell the house to the highest bidder in a power of sale. Any proceeds from the sale of the home wipes the former homeowner's debt state clean, and if any funds remain, they are permitted to keep them while the lender keeps possession of the property. However, if the home does not sell for a higher value, the previous owner is responsible to pay any remaining debt. It is also important to note that the power of sale process is fairly quicker than a foreclosure because it avoids judicial interference. Since the foreclosure process involves the provincial court, it can take 6 months to settle. So power of sale versus foreclosure within Canada. When it comes to dealing with outstanding mortgages, each province and territory in Canada either use the power of sale or foreclosure. The foreclosure route is used in Quebec, BC, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, and the 3 territories. On the other hand, Ontario, PEI, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland and Labrador use the power of sale. The power of sale timeline in Ontario. So let's talk about power of sale timeline in Ontario. Step 1 is the borrower defaults on the mortgage. The power of sale process begins after the borrower breaks the terms of the mortgage agreement. Typically, the borrower has failed to make one or more mortgage payments. Other defaults include the breach of a covenant in the mortgage, failure to insure the property, pay property taxes, purposefully damaging the property, or using the property for illegal use or activity. In the case of a breach of covenant, the lender must contact the borrower in writing to notify them that they are in default of the mortgage and give them an opportunity to remedy the default. In the case of a failure to make mortgage payments, this is not a requirement. Step number 2 is the lender delivers a notice of sale and related notices. The lender must wait at least 15 days after the default to deliver a notice of sale under mortgage. There is also a requirement to give notice under the Bankruptcy Act and the Farm Debt Mediation Act. The latter 2 notices being mailed to the mortgagor in advance of delivery to the notice of sale. The content of the notice of sale and to whom it must be mailed is governed by provisions of the Mortgage Act. After the notice of the sale is mailed, the lender must wait 35 days or 40 days if the property is occupied by a married couple before taking any further steps. Step number 3 is the borrower is given time to pay off the mortgage debt. The waiting period after the notice of sale is delivered is referred to as an redemption period, during which the borrower must either bring the mortgage into good standing if it is not due, or pay off the entire mortgage debt, including legal fee incurred by the lender to enforce his rights. If the mortgagor does not pay what is owed prior to the expiry of the redemption period, the lender is able to issue a statement of claim for the collection of the debt owed and for possession of the property. The eviction of the mortgagor and other living at the property, the lender can follow the approved practices, which will allow him to list the property for sale on MLS and sell it. Step number 4 is the lender applies to take possession of the property. After the statement of claim is issued and served, if the mortgagor does not file a statement of defense, the lender can sign default judgment. After signing default judgment, the lender must then bring a court motion to ask the court for leave to allow for the insurance of a writ to possession. Step number 5 is the lender evicts the homeowner and take possession of the property. Once the homeowners are evicted, the lender will proceed to sell the home, typically using a licensed real estate agent. To protect the lender, 2 appraisals of the property are secured, as the lender must ensure that he sells the property for market value. Special clauses are inserted into the offer that clearly state that the property is being sold on as is basis. Step number 6. The property is sold and the proceeds from the sale are used to pay off debts. When the sale is completed and the money is received, the proceeds of the sale are paid out in the following order. The expenses incurred by the lender in selling the property are paid first. This includes the real estate agent's fee, the real estate lawyer's fee, and any other related fees and expenses. Payment of lender's principal and interest and other sums to which the lender is entitled are next to be paid from the proceeds of the sale. If any funds are left over after the previous payments, then payment is made to subsequent mortgagees, lien claimants, and execution creditors in priority in which they were registered until the funds are exhausted. Any remaining money after all the parties have been paid must go to the former homeowner. Often the costs associated with conducting the power of sale process are such that the homeowner will receive little to no proceeds from the sale of the property. In addition, if the mortgage lender is unable to fully recover their entire investment principal, they can file a writ of execution for the remaining sum owed with the local sheriff. And now the million-dollar question: is purchasing a power of sale property a good investment? If a home is on the market through a power of sale, it doesn't necessarily indicate you are going to get a good deal or a reduced price. This is because lenders are required to sell the home at its current market value. Another thing to keep in mind is that the previous owners is not required to do any modification or be accountable for any repairs because the home is being sold as is. For this reason, buyers should be aware that they are responsible for repairing any issues that may arise in the home after they make a purchase. And if you're thinking of buying any real estate in Greater Toronto area, I'm just an email or a call away. Thanks for watching and don't forget to join me next week. Until then, stay happy and stay safe.